This is going to be one of my next projects. Very hard to find. I've got two of them. One that's completely burned up, and then this one, which I've done a lot of the main groundwork on it, but I've still got some things that need resolved with it. This is a Knight KN310M transistorized stereo receiver. This was made in 1962. To give you an idea how small this is, this thing actually reminds me of some of the Japanese micro receivers that you saw in the late 70s. I'm going to put my hand on top of it. That gives you an idea. Compared to some of the other big boat anchor receivers of the time that were all vacuum tube, this is very small. In fact, I would probably guess this is one of the very first all-transistor receivers that were out in the market. Now, who actually made it for Allied, I have no idea. The tube amp that I restored, it's probably been about a year ago, was made by Gromes. I'm almost sure of that, just by its design. This one, I have no idea, but it's all American. Beautiful brass finish on the front. They're actually two separate units. It's not all one piece. You have the tuner part, and then the amp and preamp combination down on the bottom. In fact, what they did was they sold these as separates also. But this is one where they had it all together. And then if you wanted a clock, they had one of these that was extended out to here. And they had the clock and everything that was involved with all that. Pretty much very straightforward in terms of layout. Your selector, your bass, your treble, balance and volume, the controls, normal and reverse phase, high filter, low filter, and you can even switch it between stereo, a mix, or strictly mono. This is an FM tuner only, which is kind of neat. It has a separation control, stereo beacon, and then of course the main tuning, which you'll see here, and then a little meter. And you can go between mono and stereo on here, AFC, and power. And found this one on eBay. This has been almost 8 or 9 years ago. The first one I got, a friend of mine got for me because he knew I was looking for one of these when I saw it in the 1962 Knight catalog. Unfortunately, it had completely burned up on the inside. Power supply completely burned up. Did not have a fuse or anything, so it self-immolated. This one, it's all there. And I've recapped a majority of both the tuner and the amplifier, and I can get sound out of it. However, it's not very good sound. It's not a quiet amplifier. I have a suspicion that the output transistors are bad. In fact, I'll go ahead and hopefully I can do this one-handed. Nope, I can't, so I'm going to do a break here and reverse it. Alright, here's the back. In the tuner section, you've got all your transistors here and your IF cores, and then over here, these are 4 new Vistor tubes. Those were some of the last designed tubes that were made, I think, by RCA. And I think they were made for high frequency applications. And so, I believe this is the front end, and then it goes to the IS stages here. I got a local and distant switch, your ground and antenna connections, and then down here it will do anywhere between 4 to 16 ohms with a common speaker. Got a plug for plugging in another component, and then all of your connections in here. Now here is where I've got my problem. I'm not sure what kind of transistors these are. If I remember correctly, the schematic had these as PNPs, but I'm not sure. In fact, they had a different brand altogether for the output transistors. These, and this is where I need help because I cannot find any crossover material on these transistors. They are RCA VFV3E. That's Victor Foxtrot Victor 3, E as in Echo. In the middle it also has 34459. I need 4 of these. I'm almost absolutely sure these are bad. But in the weeks to come, I'm going to be taking this apart again because, one, the tuner still doesn't work, and I want to get these up and running. So that's coming up. The other thing I've got to do is I've got to build a couple of speakers. One of the speakers is all but done. The other one, I've got to find the driver, and it was on a homebrew radio I did, and for the life of me I cannot find it. And I'll show you what those are in just a second. This is one of those speakers. I'm doing, this is the beginning as a matter of fact, a couple of miniature JBL Bel Air speakers. The original ones were usually about 2 feet long. The driver, if you remember the Carlson speaker I put together that I'd screwed up, I wasn't really happy with the design. I saw these somewhere on the internet. I thought, oh, these are nice. I like the design. So I have cut the design out. This is what they look like on the side. And it's also supposed to have a tweeter in here, and then sort of a bow-shaped cover both this section and the woofer, if you want to call that thing a woofer. I need to find its identical brother. It's, like I said, on a homebrew radio, which for the life of me I cannot find, and then I can make its matching twin for this receiver. Once I have this ready, then I should be able to take this apart and take a look at it, and I'll give you an idea of what it sounds like. I'll try to jam a signal through it and see, probably with a signal tracer, where I start hearing the noise mostly from. Hopefully it's nothing in the middle of the set. I'm really thinking it's these outputs, but if they're not, you know, so be it. But in any event, looking forward to this project because, I mean, look at this thing. As small as it is, and that brass finish, you just can't beat that. So this is going to be here in the next few weeks. I'm going to be taking it apart and seeing if I can get it resurrected again. If you have any information on those RCA output transistors, I would greatly appreciate it.